Okay, welcome back to another product review for Tales from the Trash Can. I am your host, Big Daddy Cold Steel, coming at you with the jaw of a Greek god and the voice of an angel. But today, we are on another product review, which we said we were never going to do again, but we're going to keep doing because, I don't know, everybody seems to like it. This is the Dremel 4300, and the model, well, I guess the kit, you'd say, if I could get my computer, is the Dremel 4300 5 by 40. And let I before I give you my critical analysis of this tool, I want to say that I've had Dremel tools for a long time, and they've been pretty reliable. And everything you see in the picture I own and more, I own this workstation, okay, which I picked up. Not super happy with it. I got to tell you, I think it's a piece of shit. It's made out of all plastic, and it's garbage. But they recommended that you hang the Dremel if you're going to use the flex shaft, which I bought independently, and in order to get the flex shaft to work correctly. So I did everything textbook as I was supposed to do. And I want to start by showing you the good stuff first. I want to show you what I've been able to do with it. So how I work with it is I work with it remotely, and I have this awesome battery, and I can run on full power, and it never goes out. I believe the Dremel is under 300 watts, like 200 something, and this is 300 watts, so it goes full blast for hours and hours and never have any problems. And what I do is I plug it in and I have my little magnifying glass, and I can work with all my little lights and everything right there. And I can do like little tools. So let's start with some of the things I have been able to do. So rust removal, you get like a little wire tool with the kit, and you take the rust off, and I refinished it, and there we go. There's a nice C clamp, and I resprayed it. There's a pocket knife, a little linseed oil, and I buffed. Oh, no, that's the unfinished picture, of course. That looks terrible. Let's go on to the next one, which is this hammer. I found this crappy hammer, and I was able to do that. And this is all with the Dremel, with the different attachments that they've given me. So here's an awesome, like, rusted pair of pliers that I thought were pretty awesome. And what I did was I got the rust off with the Dremel, with the different attachments, and I polished it, and then I blued it with gun bluing. Came out like that. Pretty good for a tool. Here is a set of crappy knives, and I sorted through them, and the one I picked was this guy right there because it was German steel. And I was like, this one has the best chance of success. And that's how it came out. I mean, just gorgeous. Here's another crappy rusted pocket knife. We buffed that up. So the one was like high carbon steel. This is, I don't know, I think stainless or something, maybe like that. So you get to work with different metals. This is iron. This is a horseshoe from someone's horse that passed away, and they saved the shoes. And that's what came of it. So I've gotten a good amount of use, even plastics, right? I took a cheap plastic lens, and I wanted to see what speeds I needed to work with this tool, because it's a variable speed tool, and what bits I could work with, polycarbonate plastic. And I started to shine it up, and that wasn't the final product apparently, but I was able to like bring it back to life after totally scuffing it up. I did use some polish, but you got to work with the speeds, different materials, different speeds, and it is variable speed, but I will say that it's not that great. The variable speed from 5,000 to 10,000 RPMs is questionable. And here was my first, one of my first attempts at engraving. I decided to take a clam and an oyster knife and write clam and oyster on there, and that's how it came out. So I've done engraving, sanding. This was another restoration where I didn't want to take a lot of the metal off. I just wanted to bring the brass back to life. And it's, hey, I mean, you can be real gentle with this tool for cleaning. Now, the other issue is you use it to do things like a firearm? And yes, the answer is yes. So this is a Mossberg tactical shotgun. It had that awful front sight. So I said, well, we're going to use the tool now for a multitude of things. And we're going to take this awful sight off front. By the way, I have two barrels for this, but I didn't like this sight because if you got to pull it out of the scabbard, it gets caught. So I said, well, I'll take one of the barrels and I'll take the sight off. And that's exactly what I did. And at the end of it, came out like that. I did make a couple of boo-boos. I decided to leave it. I didn't want to cut into the metal too much. But that's with the Dremel, and I re-blued the tip. Just an extra barrel, just to see if I could use it for a bunch of things. Here we have some diamond burrs up there. And it works just great. Great for cutting. Here's a piece of metal that I was just making a flat edge on with this cutting wheel that came with the tool, and it has no problems with it. Here's the bad part, and let's just get right into it. Yeah, that happened. This is 20 days out, you guys. 20 days out. Now, what I will tell you is this is not the first tool. First one they sent me came broken out of the box. It didn't even work at all, not for a minute. And I wasted my time with customer service, and they said, oh, they'll refund it. So I sent it back to Amazon. They sent this one. I did all that nifty stuff you just saw me do right there. And then this one died, just like that. So after all that stuff, what I'm going to tell you is this tool's a steaming pile of dog shit. Wasted hundreds of dollars on this, all the accessories, and it lasted 20 days, you guys. So what did I do? I sent this piece of shit back, and I bought a new one, right? Because I'm a sucker, just like everybody else. And what did I do? I bought the upgraded model. This is the highest grade model, 1.8 amp motor. And I sent it back, and I bought the Platinum. And why did I buy the Platinum? Because it just had a better toolbox. Because that's the kind of idiot that I am. So now I'm on my third Dremel. And let me tell you something. If that one breaks, I'm definitely going to have a worse review than I have right now. But the only other option, other than this Dremel tool, is the DeWalt. And the DeWalt is God, it's like a 8 amp, I don't know, 6 or an 8 amp motor. This thing is a 1.8. But you can just get into little tasks better. I mean, with all these little collets and things they got going on, whatever you call them, they're just great. These little cutoff wheels, and it's really set up great. I don't love the plastic. I have a problem with plastic attachments. These are shit, but they work. But all in all, it burned out. So I think it's garbage. I don't think it's going to last. But this is the Dremel 4300, 5x40, and it died after 20 days. Second one, and I'll let you know how we do with the third one. So thanks for watching, and you got to make your own opinions on this thing as well.